Binary and ternary forms are the building blocks of music. Many forms of the classical period are based on the binary and ternary forms found in the Baroque, and both forms are directly linked to the evolution of sonata form. Let's talk about these small forms. Music can be divided into sections and labeled with letters to differentiate them. Things that sound the same will have the same letter, like A. If they are only a little bit different, they will have an apostrophe added to them to illustrate the difference, like A prime. Music that is different from the primary material will have a different letter, like B. Binary form, at its core, is just music with two different statements, one A and one B. They are usually repeated, so the form would work out to AA, BB. There are two types of simple binary form, sectional and continuous. A sectional binary form is one where the A section ends on the tonic or the chord built on the first note in the scale. Continuous binary is for when the A section does not end on the tonic. It usually ends on the dominant or the chord built on the fifth scale degree. The folk song Greensleeves is a good example of a sectional binary. The melody starts out with the first phrase, A, then repeats it. The A section ends on the chord of D minor, the key of the folk song. The B section is different material, which is repeated. Thus the work ends. Let's listen to this folk song. An example of continuous binary is the theme of the second movement of Hadyn Symphony No. 94 in G major, The Surprise. The second A section, the fourth phrase, ends with a chord on the dominant or the fifth scale degree. The dominant chord and the dynamic marking is what makes the surprise in the Surprise Symphony. As you can see, the B section doesn't repeat, but it has a phrase of the A section. This is called rounded binary and features a return of the A material at the end of the B section, usually instead of the B section being repeated. Let's take a look at this now. In the Baroque, the binary form centered around dances. Baroque sonatas, or multi-movement works for an instrument, focused around binary forms. Mostly, they used a balanced binary form, where the key center changes in the work. The A section starts out in the tonic, and the second A section closes in another key, usually the dominant. The B sections open up in another key, usually the dominant, and then closes in the tonic. This gives balance to the binary form, giving it a sense of closure in the tonic key. Let's take JS Bach Invention No. 8 as an example. It begins in F major and modulates to C major, the dominant, at the end of the A section. The B section modulates to B flat major, the subdominant region based on the fourth scale degree, that modulates back to the tonic F major. Let's listen to that now. The balanced binary and the rounded binary transformed into ternary form, or ABA, where the return of the A material is fleshed out. The ternary form was really popular with Romantic composers for their miniature works for piano, such as nocturnes, intermezzos, and songs without words, by composers such as Schubert, Chopin, Mendelssohn, Schumann, and Brahms. Ternary forms were also written during the classical era. Let's take a look at one, the Andante in E-flat major by Mozart. The A section contains two phrases, one ending in a half cadence, or a cadence on the dominant, and one ending on the tonic. The B section has two phrases of contrasting material, both ending with half cadences. The second A section has two phrases, one ending on a half cadence and one ending on a cadence in the tonic, closing out the form. This is the basic plan of ternary form. Let's listen to it now. Ternary form relied on moving away from the tonic in the B section and back to the tonic in the return of the A section to give the form some feeling of finality. This, along with rounded binary form, started the evolution to sonata form in the 18th century. The B section began to act as the development section, exploring other key areas, and the A sections took on the identity of exposition for the first A and recapitulation for the second A. These are basic sections of the sonata form, as you can see from the diagram. Thank you for joining me in this quick video about binary and ternary forms. They are the basis of many works in the Baroque, Classical, and Romantic eras. If you like this video, subscribe and leave me a comment down below. What do you want to learn about next? You can also support the making of these videos on Patreon. I get no ad revenue due to the use of musical examples, so Patreon is a great way to show your support. The bibliography for this video can be found on my website, dominiqueroyam.com. Interested in seeing my process? I document it on my social media, so follow me for more updates. Thanks again, and see you in my next video.